Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to, cut through the noise on important health topics.
That's right.
And today, we're plunging into something huge.
Mm.
High blood pressure. It affects so many people, often completely under the radar.
They call it the silent killer, and it really is. It can cause damage, serious damage to blood vessels, organs, without you even knowing. Very few obvious signs.
Exactly. And that's kind of our mission for this deep dive, isn't it? To really unpack some effective, natural ways to manage blood pressure.
Yeah, looking at how modern science is actually backing up a lot of these natural approaches.
We've got some great material today based on Cardio Shield. Advanced natural blood pressure solutions, goes into research-backed remedies, but also, interestingly, a more advanced sort of specific angle. So the big question for us today is, how can we use both nature and science to get a better handle on our cardiovascular health? And what's this hidden enemy that some newer solutions are targeting? Let's get into it.
Okay. Well, what's really compelling, I think, is how much research confirms that lifestyle changes, diet, exercise, and certain botanicals, they genuinely make a difference.
It's not just old wives' tales.
No, not at all. There's solid documented evidence behind this stuff.
Right. So let's start there with the foundations. Diet comes up again and again. Our source really highlights sodium intake.
Always a big one for blood pressure.
Yeah, it mentions that just keeping sodium between, say, 1,500 and 2,300 milligrams a day, that alone can lower systolic pressure at the top number by up to 5 or 6 points, millimeters G.
Which is pretty significant, just from watching your salt.
Definitely a measurable impact from one change.
And it's not just about taking things out, right? It's what you add in, too. Like potassium.
Yeah.
Getting enough potassium from foods like fruits, vegetables, beans, dairy, that helps balance out the sodium. Good for overall vascular health.
Good point. And the source also touches on alcohol.
It does. Moderation is the key word there. The recommendation is generally less than 1 drink a day for women, 2 for men, for, long-term blood pressure management.
Okay. Makes sense. Now, moving off the plate.
Yeah.
Physical activity. This seems like a powerhouse in the sources.
Oh, absolutely. Regular exercise doesn't have to be extreme. We're talking brisk walking, cycling, swimming, maybe 30 minutes most days.
Right.
The sources suggest that can be almost as effective as some blood pressure medications. It's really quite remarkable the impact movement has.
It really is. And that connects directly to weight management, doesn't it?
It does. Even losing a little bit of weight can improve how elastic your blood vessels are, help them open up more easily. That's key for lowering pressure, getting better blood flow.
It all ties together.
Exactly. Which brings up another vital piece, stress. Managing stress is just, well, it's crucial.
Often overlooked, maybe.
I think so. But things like meditation, deep breathing exercises, they can actually trigger your body's relaxation response. That slows your heart rate, helps lower blood pressure. It's a very direct mind-body link.
Okay, so we've got these huge lifestyle pillars. Diet, exercise, stress management, critical stuff. But, for a lot of people, that's maybe not the whole story, or it's hard to maintain perfectly.
Right.
What about targeted support, like herbal supplements, nutritional things? Do some stand out more than others in the research?
Well, yeah, there's definitely promising data there. Our source mentions garlic supplements quite a bit.
Garlic, interesting.
Yeah, multiple studies show they can significantly reduce both systolic and diastolic pressure, sometimes almost as much as standard meds.
Wow. That's pretty compelling, especially given garlic's long history in traditional use.
Exactly. And it's not just garlic. The market's full of options, of course.
So what else was promising?
Well, the source points to a range of things. Fish oil, CoQ10, probiotics, aged garlic extract. They all get mentioned for potentially helping lower blood pressure.
Okay. And even some perhaps less common botanicals like basil, ginger, Chinese cat's claw, olive leaf. Smaller studies suggest they might have beneficial effects too. It just shows, nature's got a lot to offer.
It certainly seems like it. But, as you said, the market is flooded. And our source does make a point. It suggests that while these traditional single-ingredient approaches are valuable, there's maybe a next generation emerging. It talks about some modern natural remedies taking a more targeted scientific route. It uses this compound Cardio Shield as an example. So what's the difference? What sets something like that apart from just taking, say, garlic or fish oil?
This is where it gets really fascinating from a scientific view. Newer research is focusing on things like rogue molecules, specifically one called the superoxide anion.
Superoxide anion, okay.
Yeah, these molecules can actually damage the lining of your arteries. They mess with the balance of nitric oxide, which is vital for relaxed blood vessels, and they can sort of silently push blood pressure up over time.
I see. So it's a kind of hidden molecular damage. Exactly. So this advanced approach, the kind described in our source, aims to tackle that specific problem. To neutralize that superoxide anion, it's trying to move beyond just general support to fix a more fundamental molecular issue.
Okay, so the thinking shifts from just managing the symptoms or effects of high blood pressure to trying to address one of its potential root causes at the molecular level. That feels like a significant step.
It is.
Our source explains how a blend, like the one in CardioShield, combines several plant-based ingredients, all apparently backed by research. It mentions hawthorn leaf extract, says it helps blood flow, cardiac output, dilates vessels.
Hawthorn is well known for heart support.
And olive leaf extract, too rich in something called oleuropein, meant to relax blood vessels, reduce inflammation.
Right. Oleuropein is a key compound there. And often these formulas will also include familiar things like garlic, green tea extract.
The powerhouses.
Yeah, known for antioxidant effects, maybe helping with LDL cholesterol, general vessel health. The idea behind this kind of blend is synergy.
Synergy, okay.
Using multiple ingredients, each with research behind its mechanism, to work together. So you're targeting that superoxide anion, trying to restore nitric oxide levels for better vessel function, improving circulation, all at once.
It does sound quite comprehensive. But, with multiple ingredients, how do we know they actually work better together? Is there a risk of them interfering or just diminishing returns? And what about quality control with something complex like that?
That's a really important question, and it comes down to formulation and quality. The source emphasizes that a blend like CardioShield is made in GMP-certified facilities.
Good manufacturing practices.
Exactly, and FDA registered, which points towards purity, consistent quality. The synergy isn't just throwing things together, it's about selecting ingredients whose actions complement each other.
I see.
So one might be a strong antioxidant, another helps vasodilation, another tackles inflammation. It's about building a sort of multi-pronged defense at the molecular level.
Okay, so if we circle back, we have the foundational lifestyle stuff, diet, exercise, stress management, super important. Where does an advanced approach like this fit in? Is it supposed to replace the basics?
No, not at all. It's presented more as an enhancement, a complement.
Okay.
Look, the traditional natural strategies are foundational, they work, but they often require, consistent, lifelong effort, and the results can be gradual.
Right.
An advanced solution like the one described is positioned to work alongside those efforts. By specifically targeting those hidden molecular issues, like neutralizing the superoxide anion, it's aiming to address a root cause that lifestyle changes alone might not fully fix.
So it's like an extra tool.
Exactly. Maybe for people who need more support or want to be more proactive against those underlying molecular processes, it adds another layer of potential support to the lifestyle foundation. It's about giving you more options, really.
So wrapping this up for you, our listener, what's the main takeaway here? If you're already doing the heart-healthy lifestyle, eating well, moving your body, managing stress, that's fantastic. You're building a strong base.
Absolutely critical steps.
And for those maybe looking for an extra boost, something science-backed, or perhaps dealing with stubborn blood pressure, our source suggests these advanced, all-natural options focusing on oxidative damage in the arteries could offer another pathway.
The core message from this deep dive, I think, is really clear. Natural approaches work. Healthy diet, regular exercise, finding ways to manage stress, certain foundational botanicals. These are proven supports for healthy blood pressure, especially when you stick with them.
Right. And what we've also explored today is how some of the newer thinking, the newer solutions, are digging a bit deeper. They're trying to target underlying molecular stuff, that superoxide anion, the nitric oxide balance in your system.
It's definitely a next-generation perspective being added into the mix.
It really adds another dimension to how we can think about managing cardiovascular health.
And we'd really encourage you to think about the synergy, how established lifestyle habits and this emerging science can potentially work together. It's not necessarily one or the other.
It's about integration, finding the combination that supports your overall health best.
Precisely.
So here's a final thought maybe to chew on. How might understanding these quieter, sort of silent processes happening inside your body, these molecular details, empower you? Could help you take even more informed, proactive steps for your heart health, blending those tried and true methods with what science is discovering right now?